tekmovalni skok nordijske kombinacije na srednji skakalnici posamezno za dame.
Hello everyone, welcome to Planica, where we are up bright and early, ready for a busy day of Nordic Combined action here at the Junior World Ski Championships. The men and women's titles are up for grabs today in the Gundersen competition. It's the jumping coming up now with the cross-country races later on. The weather is not great. It'll be okay for the ski jumping. It's going to be a slog in the cross-country. It's raining. We've had some lovely sunny days, but now, I'm sure as you can see in the distance, the hills are not, the mountains, let's not call them hills, the mountains, Mont Puncha and the rest, are all shrouded in cloud. Well, we're on the normal hill. We saw a very good men's ski jumping competition yesterday. And we are back out here bright and early. It's the women's competition first, and then the men's competition a little after that as well. And then in the early afternoon we decamp not very far away, of course, for the cross-country section. And for the women's competition we have 36 hopefuls here. Of course, we had the team competition earlier on in the week on Wednesday. Germany topping that, and we'll have to see whether Germany can do that again. Thea Haeckel, who we did see there in that gold medal quartet, second in the provisional run with 97 metres, one of the biggest jumps of the provisional round, and she'll be one of the favourites. Ingrid Lata of Norway, first in that provisional round, and Finland's Minja Korhonen also there or thereabouts. You're going to want to be in the early 90s in terms of distance here. And of course, if you're new to the sport, it's lovely to have your company. A reminder of how it works. Your points in the ski jumping translated into a time advantage over those who have not perhaps jumped quite as well. So the leader might have, say, a 30-second head start at the start of the cross country. We shall see. It's all to play for here. It's a shame that the weather is not playing ball, but well, we'll have to get through it. You can probably see the German men playing keepy uppies in the corner, warming up. We will see them, and the rest of the men at 11:30 local time. But we are just about ready to get going here. Bright and early, 9:30 here in Slovenia. The women about to get underway. Clock has ticked down to the half hour, and we will be ready to go very shortly here. Focus, I guess, in a way will be just how that cross-country track does hold up. It's a 5k race, 2 laps for the women, a 10k for the men, so 4 laps around. And we'll just see whether it's not going to be the easiest. It'll be a slow course, it'll be a slushy course, to make sure of that, but it won't be a fast, icy one, which I think the athletes would prefer if they could choose their conditions. A lot of other action. There's more action later on here on this track here with the team competition for the women in the ski jumping. And of course, tomorrow we have the women's team competition in Nordic Combined. Also got the men's team ski jumping competition, and then we switch around for the last day, the Sunday as well. So Nordic Combined and ski jumping action. And the umbrellas are out. It's a wet old morning here, but we are about to get underway.
It's nice to have you here, fans from all over the world. Nevertheless, it's raining today.
A few of the test jumpers coming down. It looks okay to go. Yuzuka Fujiwara of Japan is our first athlete that is down, ready to go on our list. The mist is quite low, isn't it, here in this northwestern part of Slovenia. Such a great complex. You can see how many hills they have to practice on. Ski flying hill as well.
I really hope you'll cheer for all the competitors, ladies and gentlemen. They need your support now in this rainy weather to make great jumps and gain the best possible positions for the cross country.
Just joined us. We are waiting for the start of the women's competition, and here we go. Yuzuka Fujiwara will get us underway for the Sapporo Municipal Junior High School. Just 14 years of age. There she goes. A safe jump, a steady jump. It's 78 meters. 15s and 15.5 from our judges, who are from Slovenia, Sweden, Finland, Italy and Kazakhstan. We are underway in the women's Nordic Combined, the 5K Gundersen competition. It's the cross country later on. We're up on gate 24. Higher up than we saw the men in the ski jumping competition. Kai McKinnon next up from the New York Ski Education Foundation. As very good so far this season, Youth Olympic Games. She was in the top 20, 16th. Americans were 7th in the team competition. She was watching that one, McKinnon, and very much played her part. And, are we going to get her away? No, we're not. Back we go again. It's an awkward way to get back off. You've got to make sure your skis are lifted up. I think the volunteer's going to have to help here. There you go. Well, let's hope we can get through these conditions. It's not ideal, is it? We had a great competition in the ski jumping yesterday with the men. We enjoyed the women's as well a little earlier on in the week. But this is not ideal. Right, here we go again. Turns 16 in May, so another really, I know obviously it's the junior championship, but another really young one. We have seen some elders at 19, about to get ready for senior competition. But Kai McKinnon, a lot of rain on that visor. A little shake of the head, doesn't look particularly comfortable, does she? There she goes. The Vuvuzelas start to sound. Good lift and a good landing as well. 79.5 meters. She will go into the lead. Oh, I'm not sure how much she's loving it, but she's got down. She's safe. She's just ahead of Fujiwara by just over a point, much less than a second when it comes to the cross country. Albert Thors next, of Finland, from the Vora club. The 17-year-old, you can hear the rain hammering down, has had World Cup experience. And that's a decent jump, not quite where McKinnon was, 78.5 meters, and will put her actually in third place. It's wet out there. It's wet for Ella Wilson. 15-year-old Ella Wilson wasn't part of the team competition. And a very modest jump, got it down safely. 71 meters for her from the Steamboat Springs Winter Sports Club. She was 11th in the Youth Olympic Games, so we'll see how she gets on in cross country. Remember, of course, some of these athletes for the ski jumping, it's get up, get down, do the best you can, and then come through the pack because you are stronger in cross country. Yuzuki Kainuma is our next athlete at the top of the in-run. That's a good bit of lift for the 16-year-old. 10th in the provisional round, and she will put herself in fourth there with a jump of 83.5 meters. She's down in fourth because the wind compensation, she only got 5 points for that. McKinnon getting 20.8. Romain Bauer. Next up, the French having a good time in the team competition. She was part of the team that came 5th in the Olympic Montdor team, 6th in the provisional round. Jump of 92 meters. Will that be able to translate here? The conditions aren't great. It's not conducive for long jumps here. They'll be happy to get down, get themselves dry, get themselves focus on the cross country, I'm sure. And I think she's gonna just take a breather here. Conditions not so much of a problem in terms of getting the tracks frozen, but our team here concerned. I think it's fair to say, just want to make sure it's safe for everybody. Those at the top, and that's most of these athletes watching on in the room. You can see just at the top of the jump there, wonderfully appointed, this ski jumping arena. First one built onto Mount Flanchet. 1930. The Budek Giant in 1933. 1969, the New Hill. This one from 2012. those are our top three. We are waiting to get our what is it, sixth athlete down. We have got 36 women later on, slightly longer men's list, 52 looking to get underway, and we might be delayed if this carries on. The men due to go down at 10:30, sorry, 11:30 local time. There's the wind here. There's a bit of a problem, but it's turned to our advantage, and remain board of France is underway. That's a nice jump. She's been in good form. We saw that in the trial run, and 87.5 metres, more than enough to put her ahead of Kai McKinnon at the top of the rankings at the moment. Yeah, nicely done. Not as big as the trial round jump. I don't think they are going to be as long. Gee, Yamazaki from the Yama High School. Ooh, a little bit of movement in the air, not so solid on the landing. But 85.5 metres. Third place, equal third place with her compatriot Fujiwara. That leaves them, what, 18 seconds behind board when it comes to cross country. They'll be a bit further behind some of the other athletes as well, I imagine. Renel Paris next up from France, from the Oyer Palais club. A little short of where she'd like to be. Got it down nicely though. And 78 metres, modest from the judges, and that will put her down into 6th place. 32nd in the provisional round, so quite so much. Katharina Gruber of Austria from the Hinsenbach club. Tidy, modest, 78.5 metres. She'll be away down when it comes to the final rankings. At the moment, she's in 7th place, 19th during the provisional round, as part of the team that came 4th in the team competition. Anastasia Goshrina next from Kazakhstan. It's a modest jump. She was down in 33rd position at the end of the trial round, and she finds herself down in 9th and last at the moment. 6 athletes lining up, so certainly Marion Vincent will be looking for better here. We saw her in the team competition. Oh, that's a nice jump. That's a nice jump. 85 metres, the judges with 15.5s, and that will be enough just to edge her ahead of her teammate Roman Board. They were teammates in the competition earlier on, but they'll be certainly looking to get one over each other here. The rain is pouring down. Hazuki Ikeda is next up. Into her face, this rain. The 18-year-old turns 19 in August from Sapporo. The club is the Sapporo Nihon University High School club. Just outside the top 10 in the provisional round, 13. Got a silver medal, of course, already in the team competition. Japan just behind Germany. That team of Richard Stensel and Hekel, who we talked about already, Ronnie Lowe and Tristan Somerville did very well indeed. That's not how you want to see your officials. Furrowed brows. The wind is moving around a wee bit. Menthil of Austria in the front of your picture. You see Gutta Pinzani on the left wearing 29. And has to go Alexa Brabec of the United States just arriving in picture. Big deep breath. Understandable from Hazuki Akira, and she is underway in the rain here in Planica. And that is a decent jump, 84 meters. Judges liked it. 16s all round, 116 and a half. The bottom and the top scores, of course, are struck off. And we are left with the three in between judges, a maximum of 60 points. Same with the jumping points, of course, as well. If you hit the K point, which is 95 meters, you'll get 60 points. You lose points if you're short. Oh, hang on a second. Nelly Brabec does not. No, she's okay. Hand up, then down, and she's away. The American got herself disqualified in the provisional round. Let's hope that doesn't happen here. It's 71 meters. It's going to put her down amongst the others, so to speak, in 11th place. And, well, the points converted to a time advantage, and she will be almost 2 minutes behind the French woman at the top at the moment. Anyway, here's our first local jumper from Slovenia, Kuventa. Oh, a little untidy as she landed. She's not happy with that at all. Not a bad distance, but 14 and a halves from the judges. It is enough to put her ahead. She was 7th though in the provisional round, and I don't think she's going to be 7th here when everyone's down. Enrica Del Bianco of Italy from the Monte Lusari club. Again, a modest jump. Body language, the arms just dropping down, suggests she's not happy with that. 9th. That'll put her into 85.1 points, and that was already 58 seconds behind our leader, with quite a few still to go. We're about halfway through now. Josephine Luken of Norway from the Axim club didn't have a great provisional round jump. It's been on the Continental Cup circuit inside the top 20 a couple of times there. Nice telemark landing, 1 foot in front of the other. 16s, well, quite a long range, 14 and a half to 16s. Judges a little bit split on their decision. She'll go into 9th place with that jump, only 77 and a half meters. Doesn't matter really how much the judges like you. The win compensation, good for her, 16 points. Anna Sonona of Italy next up from the Gardena Groden club. She was part of the team that got the bronze medal in the team competition in Gangwon Youth Olympic Games. Norway here getting a bronze again, but she wasn't part of that team. Into second though, she goes, decent jump, decent points. Lina Susnik next, one of the locals, Slovenian. from the Triglav club. Oh, it's quite short, that one. It is 73.5 metres. It'll put her down in 13, just about. Stays on her skis. You can see just how slushy it is at the bottom. It's not easy for these athletes. No, the Italian judge is marking high. Helene Evans next from the Fossum club. Got the bronze medal at the Junior Championships earlier on. Did well in the the cross-country section. Not so good here. Modest 81.5 metres, just inside the top 10. As you can see, 28 seconds behind the leader. And that's for some of these athletes, that'll be okay because they feel they can make it up. Remember though, it's only 5k. It's not very long. Giada De Lugan of Italy. Got some good lift there, landed it nicely. 82 metres. 84.5, the longest we've had so far. So there or thereabouts, but it is 7th place, quite tight at the top there. And within 30 seconds of the leader at the moment when we get to the cross-country section of this Nordic Combined. Tia Malone, she's part of that team that jumped so well in the team competition, was in 4th place, and then cross-country not quite going to plan, ended up 9th and last. That's a good jump, 90 metres. Little scrappy on the landing, but the judges weren't that bothered. And into the lead she goes by quite some distance. Goodness me. And has a 56-second cushion on the next placed athlete, which is the other Slovenian, Manka Korventar. No wonder our announcer is getting excited. Gredler next. Steady from the Austrian. From the Meerhofen club. Was 22nd in the provisional round. Just outside the medals, of course. The Austrians in the team competition should be hoping for better here, but she's already got quite a deficit to make up. Sophia Eggensberger of Germany from the Oberstdorf club. Next up. That's a nice jump from the 16-year-old. 84 metres is solid, but that 90-metre jump, you did say, you're going to need to be around the 90-metre mark if you're going to be among the first to get out of the traps in the cross-country. Hakel. She was second with 97 metres in the trial round. Let's see how she goes here. It's not 97 metres this time, 81.5. She had the longest jump in the provisional round, but she's given herself a minute and 25 disadvantage. She's down in 14th place at the moment. She'll be disappointed with that. Clara Mental next up. Got disqualified from the provisional round. But that doesn't matter as long as you are ready to go here. Over the skis nicely, but came out of it a little early. 80.5 metres, down in 15th place. He's had a couple of World Cup starts. First one was just before Christmas in Ramsau. Over a minute and a half. A few problems getting those skis off. Laura Pletz is next up from the ski club Espergland, another World Cup veteran. That's a very modest jump indeed. She was 30th in the provisional round. You can bet your bottom dollar she will be quick in the cross country, but will she be quick enough? She is down in 24th at the moment, and that gives you 3 minutes and 11 seconds disadvantage. Remember, we've still got a few athletes to come, including Ingrid Late from Norway. Got her World Cup career underway in Oslo almost a year ago now. Oh, that's a good jump. Little scrappy on landing, but 90.5 meters will do the job very nicely. Thank you very much. Jump well. And we saw her ski well as well in the team competition for her bronze. And she goes into first place just by 0.02 of a second from Tia Malov. Pinzani now. Not a bad jump. A little wide on landing. 80 meters it is. Not going to have her up amongst the leaders at the moment. 18th place for her. And well, quite a long gap between her and the first to go in the cross country. Teresa Godolska of the Czech Republic. Lidrich club. I'm sure they'll be watching on with fingers crossed here. She will turn 20 in October, so one of the more experienced athletes here. Not even into the 80-meter mark, and it does make such a difference. It can ruin your afternoon when you are trying to make up a lot of time. She's down in 19th, and she will be very disappointed with that. But some athletes will come through for sure. Petter Hervenen getting towards the last few here. 36, remember. The 15-year-old gets down very well indeed. 84.5 meters puts her inside the top 10. It's still over a minute to make up over those 5Ks. 5 to go. Anna Hakel. That's a good jump. Got a bit of distance on that. Not quite 90 meters, but it is enough to put her into third place. She was second after the provisional round. And that will be good enough for her. Ronja Low, another member of that gold medal team effort from Germany. This team effort was very, very impressive indeed. We got the women and men's team competition to come. 92 meters, excellent. She goes longest, but not so much wind compensation, just 5.8 for her. And so she is in third place, but only 10 seconds behind the Norwegian. Alexa Brabeck rather, from the Steamboat Springs Winter Sports Club. Turns 20 in October. What can she do here? Oh, it's a good jump. Not as long as some. Down in 9th place, it puts her over a minute behind the leaders. And she was 8th in the provisional round, so I guess it's there or thereabouts again for her, isn't it? Minja Korhonen will finish us off for the women's ski jumping section of this Nordic Combined World Junior Championships. And she finishes well. She was, what, third in the provisional round. She was over 90 metres. She's not this time. She will find herself in fourth place, 40 seconds behind the leader, who is Ingrid Latte. At the end of this ski jumping section, they'll head the short distance away for the cross country, of course. Hope you can join us for that. They will be underway at 2 o'clock later on. This is how it's finished, though, in the ski jumping competition, with the Norwegian just a slim 2-second advantage over the Slovenian Tia Malov, who the locals, of course, will be cheering for. Ronny Loh of Germany is also in contention. Minja Korhonen just 39 seconds behind as well. The lower you get, the more tricky it gets. With just 5Ks, you'll be almost superhuman to make up a minute and a half, but you never know. Heikel, not further down than Anna Heikel. We saw two Bravex from the United States in competition. One is in 10th, one is in 30th place, but it's all different parts of the development cycle for these youngsters. 4 not going to make it onto the cross-country track. So that is how it has finished. The women are done with their ski jumping. They will now concentrate on cross-country, and very shortly, in less than half an hour's time, we will have the men on the hill in the rain here in Planica, and I hope you can join us for that. So 10:30, we will see you for that. Hope you can join us for the men's competition.
Smučarskega